Hey everyone, this is PrinceBrightstar, and welcome back to Phantasy Star Online 2 New Genesis. So, we've got Halloween, and really the theming here is kind of on point here with that ghost in the pointy hat, isn't it, here? Yeah, so we've got our typical assortment of seasonal points that you can use to purchase items. We've got an urgent quest coming up that is dedicated to this, and in fact, why don't we go ahead and check in right now with the person that is handling things this time. They are down over here, and it is Shibi.
Hi.
Oh, thanks for coming. This is great. Oh, thank you very much. I'm so happy. So, to get to the point, do you know about limit-breaking equipment? Yes, isn't this a topic that came up, like, a little while ago? So it's super important for unlocking the potential of equipment and stuff. But there are lots of people who never do it. I was hoping you might give them a demonstration so they can all learn. Would it be okay if we showed you on the monitor gathering materials? I'll give you some to start, but could I ask you to get the rest? I'm sorry to bother you, but I really appreciate this.
Bye-bye.
You know, that would be kind of interesting, seeing our own character on the screens rather than, seeing the urgent quest or the game title opening movie playing. I mean, at least lore-wise, that would kind of make sense, given that we're the Guardian at this point here. But yeah, it's, what can I say? It's a Halloween-themed event. We've also got some new augments available. We go under Augment Capsule here. We have the Grand Dreadkeeper, which is kind of interesting because they also just released Dreadkeeper 5, and you actually give up some floor potency in order to get this thing. You can also only get this through the Duel quest, the new one, because that's where you can get the Irisis Fuchsia augment there. So it's kind of interesting, especially the timing for bringing out the new Dreadkeeper. Just simply because, most of us are still using the weapons we got from Lucille. So it's like, what's the point of these right now? I mean, yeah, once the new stuff comes up, hopefully we wouldn't be using 100% crit stuff, but, we'll have to see how this all plays out here. And then, of course, we got High Ret Domina, which is the replacement for High Alio Domina, but I think all that did really is increase the amount of HP that you get, and maybe have a little bit more potency floor on it. So yeah, it's an interesting set of things we've got here for this one, and we'll just have to see how this all plays out. I'm going to bring the volume up just a little bit here. Yeah, okay. So, in just a minute or two here, we've got the urgent quest coming up, so we'll be heading into that.
Come back anytime you want to get stronger.
And it'll be interesting seeing how this works, because, at least from the preview videos we saw, it seemed like you only use the special equipment for this particular mission, and then you have to find, like, different elementally aspected points or something to be able to attack different enemies. But I guess we'll see how this all is. You know me, when I stream, or whenever I put out a video, you're getting my raw reaction, the first reaction I have to this stuff. So, we will see in just a moment. We've also got some campaign items that have come out, the Daily Task Bug Apology for the Daily Task Seasonal Clear. So that gives you 3 special scratch tickets. There's the Phantasy Star Remix Login Gift number 2, so that's for the remix that came out this week. Gotta say, I'm not exactly a fan of that one, but I've never been a fan of anyone, or any remixes that just kind of like randomly throw voice samples in. And, I mean, you can hear it right at the start. It's like But that's just me. I've never been a fan of that style. And then, of course, you've also got something from the David Plays show yesterday. You get 50 Star Gems as well as the Yasminkov 4000F. So that'll be nice for your Rangers and such.
All right. A large-scale operation in the Retem region. We request the participation of all ARCS defenders.
So let's see how quickly this starts up. And we're getting in there almost immediately. Oh, we're getting This Is My Happiness from Space Channel 5 here. Which I think we've had in previous Halloween urgent quests.
We are beginning a large-scale operation in the Retem region.
So, the goal of this quest is to use the mobile cannon, ECS, to defeat aberrant mutants while making your way to the final area. Aberrant mutants can only be damaged by certain elements. You can deal damage by acquiring elemental bullets of the same color as the enemy and changing the normal attack element of the mobile cannon ECS. Elemental bullets are dropped when you defeat certain enemies and aberrant mutants. After you deal a certain amount of damage, aberrant mutants will temporarily lose their element, creating a great opportunity for a charged blast. Charged blast elements are not affected by elemental bullets. Dodging enemy attacks will greatly increase your bullet boost gauge. While bullet boost is active, your normal attack potency will be increased and your charged blast cooldown time will be decreased. Okay. Okay, so I just picked up one that is red, so that's why I'm able to attack this one. Yeah, so this is fairly straightforward. We're not having to like do reverse elements or something like that here. I will say it's an interesting quest. I think this is more just my inexperience with it so far. But you know, having to swap between the different elements is an interesting idea. Plus the fact that this kind of just equalizes all the gameplay. Although I am curious if getting ranged attack of potency helps you in this quest or not. Looks like you also get infinite uses of this AoE, so that's nice. Also, I'm seeing the NPC text here in the chat. So they said that they don't know who actually created this. So, yeah, that's kind of interesting that there could be somebody else that's now creating new new Trainia, or, you know, it could be Zepheto, who I've been saying all along survived that whole thing up on the seal. But we'll have to see. I'm not quite sure how that button works yet. Okay, can't do much down here right now. This section seems a little bit slower than the rest, but it could just be coming down to the drops that we're getting. Alright, I think we're coming up on the end here. Looks like we got a whole bunch of bosses all at the same time here. Now, I'm curious if we're going to get something special at the end, though. Yeah, there was nowhere for me to go there. Alright, looks like that's it then. Unfortunately, that did take away my my S rank there. But hey, we got a bunch of Halloween scratch tickets, so that's nice. Photon Chunk to A and B, Arms Refiner. Also got some of the Phase 3 Duel augments. There's not too much special in here, but I mean, it is definitely a fun quest. Alright, let's get out of here. Yeah, I don't get. That it's a shame that we can't, like, restart the quest over and over and over like we could back in base PSO2. I mean, I get why. Sega doesn't want players to acquire too many items at the same time. But at the same time, it's... yeah, just let the players back in there. Let me get to a quieter block here.
Attention all ARCS defenders. We are beginning a large-scale operation in the Retem region. We request the participation of all ARCS defenders.
Alright, so I have been acquiring some points since yesterday, so let's go ahead and take a quick look at what we've got here. So, exchange seasonal points, so you do have several rounds of Halloween SP scratch tickets that you can use. In fact, we just got another 10 of them, so why don't we grab these 40? And then what else do we have? We got the weapon for the seasonal event, that being the Branaga series. And it comes with the typical assortment of season cycle unit, level 6, so potency plus 26%, critical hit plus 10%, damage resistance plus 10%. And then with the seasonal augment, it's another 20% potency on top of that. 35% critical hit rate, and damage resistance 30%. So, I think Sega really wants players to start using these. The problem is, you know, the price for getting these augmented to make them, you know, equivalent to what you have with the high-end stuff. It doesn't make sense to use those kind of augments. But I do see where there's a little bit of room where you might be able to do something here. Like, maybe you could swap out the triple 2 for, like, something that's like the triple guard, where you get the potency plus some damage resistance as well. And then you do also have another augment slot once you bring this up to a plus 61 weapon. Aside from this, they actually did finally replace what used to be in the middle slot for the armor, so nice to see that that's been changed out finally. You've also got 6 of the Ajax armor plus 60, so I know 3 of these are going to go towards my new Duel set for Phase 3. You've got some Phase 3 capsules here as well. They'll probably be expanding this list. Actually, no, they might not expand this list, since this is going to be just a short event. So I guess we'll see how many people are actually completing the Duel quest then. Let's see, typical Might Precision Technique, Deafness, Giga Set, your Soul Set, Dreadkeeper 4, which you can exchange those into Dreadkeeper 5. And then your Duelable sets as well. Gold Prim Sword and Armor 2, Alpha Reactors, and Augmentation Success Rate. So, yeah, it's a short event. And then, you know, we've got some other things in here, like the Rappy Ghost, Stamp, a Chopper Glide, and a background for your HP and Photon Point meters. And you know what? I'll go ahead and grab those Star Gems now as well, along with the special scratch tickets. And also, Pentalite is also a big one right now for me. I can't pick it all up right now, but I do need to get some Pentalite, since my reserves on that are running pretty low. Alright, so let's go ahead and scratch up.
Bye-bye.
Or actually, first, before I forget, there are some titles associated with this event as well. You got one for collecting points. You'll get an Almaty out of that for the Broniga series. What else was there? We just saw the one for the current Urgent Quest. And then you do have the new Maqead Lower Level title as well. Alright, let's see what we get from the scratch here. Hey there, Frank. Nice. Starting off with a 100 Star Gem ticket there. And a 20, and a 10. And a 20. I'll take it. Especially after the support Star Gem scratch just happened. I need to refill some of my reserves here. Ten Star Gems. 10, 10, 10. And I'm seeing some outfits here that were already bound to this character, so they must have been given out as part of mission passes previously or something. Nice, a 100 Star Gem ticket there. A 20. Augmentation success rate plus 15%. That'll be nice to use during certain boost events. Okay, we got a rugged Almaty in there. And we also got a Halloween Special Select ticket as well. Alright, I'm gonna hold on to that for now. I think I got one more scratch here. $20, $20, $10. And the same Almaty. Oh, and the Trainia Tower Success. I don't think I have that one yet. And that's it. Okay. So let me just take a quick look at what we actually got here. Yeah, so I got some stuff here that's already bound to this character. So let me go ahead and use those up so I get them across the account here. Actually, I see the storm coming in here. So why don't we hop down to Maqead Lower Level here, and take a look at what's going on down there, since that is where the new enemy rank is. If I can find one that's active with players, I guess we'll have to go with this one.
Attention all Arcs defenders. We are beginning a large-scale operation in the Retem region. We request the participation of all Arcs defenders.
And we need this anyway, since we need to take a look at Shimi's request here to find the Strugments. Now, I'm curious if you can only get them through the battle areas like this and not through urgent quests.
Enemy presence detected. Please be careful.
Okay, we got a trial incoming somewhere. And I see platforms.
burst.
Alright, we're bursting. You know, this is one thing I have noticed about this this area. For some reason, the PSE bursts have a habit of happening a really far way away from where you actually complete the trial, which is, it just seems really unusual compared to the other areas where it's like they just pop up right on top of you. This isn't exactly the best example of this, but I've seen cases where you had to go like a quarter to half of the way across the room to just get to where the burst is. So I wish Sega would take a look at that.
PSE climax.
Alright, and we got Retem here. Yeah, I kind of have to wonder when the Starless of Retem is going to show up. Because I haven't seen it around. But the dolls are supposed to be based on the Starless, so I guess we'll see. Otherwise, it's not going to make sense where this one even came from. Alright, we got another trial popping up immediately here. I'm actually going to hit up the Ryuker device on the way over because I forgot to grab my food. I'm gonna say no to that. Oh, we got a trick-or-treat Emperor Rappy here.
PSE burst.
And we're bursting. Looks like, yep, next trade them in for arms refiners, please. You can do it at any item, at the item lab in any arc space. So we'll do that once the storm is over. And here's one of the new starlets, the Valzaga. We might actually have time to get a third in. And there's the trial pop, so... And it's a Grand Miser we're looking at here.
Trial start. PSE burst.
Oh, this looks like a Forte.
Success.
Rooks, for the dash counter, are you talking about the Valzaga or the Grand Miser? Gotcha, I'll have to give that a try in the future. I will also say it's nice that it's possible to just get random class cubes at this point here from drops. Alright, another Retem.
Mission accomplished. Thank you for your contribution.
Alright, looks like that's going to be the last one of this since the storm is ending. Unless we happen to get an encore. Nope, that's it. Alright. Let me just go ahead and just use this up here. Alright. Back to town. So typically I just sell those swords. And I mean, it's not like I'm getting a ton of the gold prim sword too. It's just the regular gold prim sword that you get from that. Alright, let's talk to, oh, that's right, we need to go over here. Let's, exchange the strugments. There we go. Looks like you got an arms refiner. Next, you use that as material to limit break. Could you please come back for a moment? Okay.
Come back anytime you want to get stronger.
Hi.
Oh, welcome back. Thank you for gathering the materials. We got it all on video, so I'd like to show it to other Arcs defenders. Next, I'd like to show people what limit breaking looks like. But I think we can handle that part ourselves. Please use the materials you find this time to enhance the equipment of your choice. Equipment can be customized in all sorts of ways, so I was hoping you might try it. Thank you for your help. I hope you'll help me again sometime.
Bye-bye.
Okay. Now, did that actually open up a task? No, it does not look like it. Yeah, no additional tasks there. But we do have some limited time tasks that are ongoing here. We have one for completing daily tasks. If you get 150 daily tasks done, you can actually get yourself a Master Cube, which is what's necessary to take advantage of the new level 5 boost. Wow, that took a while for that to show up, didn't it? Usually the game auto-selects new tasks pretty quickly. Also got one for collecting seasonal points. So you can get yourself 2 of the End Master Cubes from this event, it looks like. But you do have to dedicate some time to it. So 150 daily tasks, and then collecting 1 million of the seasonal points to get 2 of them. And then there's also some weeklies here. Clear those limited time urgent quests. Just completing daily tasks again here. And then seasonal weapon enhancement. So they ask you to enhance a Branaga series weapon. Now, did I happen to collect any of those? I did. Okay.
All right, time to get buff.
So I guess I'll grab the saber here and I'll just smash plus 20 into it.
It's stronger. Come back anytime you want to get stronger.
And that clears that up. Yeah, so it's not like there's even like a repeating task this time, like other events. It's just kind of go through the event like that. Oh no, wait a minute, there is one. Seasonal Military Enhancement Basics 1, which is obtain strugments. Alright, before we look at that, there's some other stuff we got new this week here. We do have the new mission pass out at this point here. Seems like Sega has changed a couple of things around here. We're actually getting some spaces on the normal pass whereby there's nothing there. And then all the costumes are now showing up earlier, and instead the final 10 tiers are actually just just different items that you need for augments and swapping for different items and arms refiners too here, so. And, you know, I'm still wondering when we're going to get a real use for these end mission badges. I mean, I know there is one, but if you think back to the end of base PSO2, those that held on to their mission badges the whole time were able to exchange those mission badges for some of the most powerful augments in the game. And so I'm kind of doing the same thing right now. Where am I on that at this point here? And mission... No, that's a gold pass. It's got to be under the materials then. Yeah, I'm at 1732, so I'm just kind of waiting here, wondering when we're actually going to get a real purpose to use those. Alright, before we head back to Maqead, why don't we take a look at that new Duel quest. Now, I know I'm probably not going to be able to complete it given that I don't have the proper augments here, but let's at least poke our head in. This is happening near Cryano Cliffs, and the enemy is called Zelvin.
Come back sometime.
And to your point, Rooks, yeah, I am kind of curious if they are a high cast, similar to Sierra. Alright, so we have a Starless here, once again, weak to Dark Element. And for once, I can actually see this thing without having to turn on the boss camera. Oh, I'm actually doing some decent damage here. I might actually finish this. Not within the 2.5 minutes for the S rank, but looks like I at least have a shot here. Maybe spending on all those high-grade augments that are actually paying off here. That's down. No, they don't have the ears, I agree. Okay, that pattern's not too hard to learn. Okay, I think we're moving on to phase 2 here. That's another down. Looks like there's a chance I might run out of Restimate. Or Restasine, rather. So, Yeah, I see the photon blast. I'd like to hold it until the next down happens. Ah, that's a shame. Seems like they were doing more damage as this went on. You know what? I never use them. And half dolls. It definitely feels doable. Oh, you know what? Hang on. I'm gonna abandon. And given where we are, I want to switch things up. Yeah, we're back in Alio, so...
Welcome.
Let's go... Actually... How's my crisp situation? Yeah, I don't need photon points. Let's see, we're at 6 so far. Yeah, now I'll get the weak point damage in there. And while I'm at it, let me hit up the mag. Alright, let's give this another shot. You know, I'm curious why it rains so heavily whenever these duel quests come up. I mean, can they not have it where the weather is clear? Yeah, maybe. I seem to have backed him into a corner there. Wow, try to hit me there, will ya? That's better. Okay, now I see what this phase is doing. It's adding in these lightning bolts. The same annoying thing we get from Lucille. Are those bolts going through my block? There's a down. Yeah, that's happening as I'm coming out of my attack. Alright, let's get one more shot. And again, this quest has special augments that you're supposed to use for it. Those boost your potency as well as things like damage resistance, offensive photon point recovery, and things like that. I mean, I suppose I could try looking at the market and seeing if I could maybe, like, get a might, swap out this Might 4 for something else. Just so I could get the clear here. You know what? Yeah, let's do that real quick. I'm just curious what these capsules are going for at this point. And I guess I'll also try turning on the boss camera, just in case it makes it a little easier to see.
Welcome!
Alright, so... Phase 3... I think it's this one. Nope. Yeah, I'm not exactly happy about those prices.
See you later!
Where am I on points? I got 70,000.
Hi.
Yeah, not even close to what I need.
Bye-bye.
Alright, let's give it one more shot. I mean, there's no question I'm getting close on it. It's just figuring out the timing and such. Might be a little bit better on the camera there. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Maybe I'll give that a try for the last try here, then. Oh, this could be it. There we go! So, apparently you don't need the augments. Especially now with the timer increased to 10 minutes, so... I'll take it! So yeah, just needed a few rounds of practice and there we go. Well, I wasn't expecting to get that clear tonight, but okay. Alright, so, we looked at the urgent quest. Yeah, the only other thing that's really happening at this point is you do have the Spriggan scratch going on. For the bonuses that you get from this, I mean, you get arms refiners, you get color change passes, you get a Mastery 4S, but honestly, I don't think that's really worth much at this point here. You do get 3 N-Tri boost plus 30%, so... But, you know, rare drop rate doesn't really do much for you, so I'm not exactly sure what you're gonna do with that, but it's kind of, I guess, weird to see something like that here. The scratch itself, of course, is based on items from the anime Spriggan. But you do also get some emotes here, including a scroll here for AFK and BRB, so that might be popular with people. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna work with my color scheme. And then you got a scroll with just Japanese characters on them. Not quite sure what they say off the top of my head here. And then this one's interesting. If you haven't ever heard of this one before, this is called side-scrolling shooting. What it is basically put your character horizontal like that, so that you can make like you're in a horizontal shooter game. Let's see here. And then red string, which I'm not quite sure what that's doing here. Commemorative photo. Okay, yeah, so this one will give you the date on it if you're looking for that. And then it's just a bunch of Spriggan stuff again, hairstyles, weapon camos. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I've never seen the show before, so I don't think I'm going to be going for anything here. But, yeah. At least, it is, what's happening here. Alright, and then... why don't we head back to, Maqead Lower Level real quick, and we'll just see is, yeah, it's from, like, the 90s, if I remember correctly, Wolfric. But we'll head down to Maqead Lower Level one more time, just to see if we can maybe get some of these tasks done here.
PSE burst.
I think the boss might already be out on this burst. Yeah, that's looking like Retem. We'll see how long it takes to get these fragments. Alright, immediately there's another trial up. And we have a trick-or-treat Emperor here.
Trial start. Success.
Alright, that gave me 4 of the 5 Strugments I need. Or no, 3 of them. Yeah, I'm really hoping once we're out of Retem, and once we're doing Kavaris, and once that's over in terms of doing titles for the different battle areas, I really hope we're not going to go back to Sia and then suddenly find that there's an enemy kill count for the Sia battle areas, because those areas never had one to begin with. Still looking for that last Strugment. And I remember people back in the day when this area first came out, they were complaining it was a lot like Mount Magnus in that there was a bit too much verticality in it. So just another reason why this area is not going to be that popular once we're out of Retem again. I mean, I'm sure at some point Sega's going to widen the Alnoth hole, and everybody's just going to pour back into there again. In fact, they might already be doing that just for seasonal points, potentially. I haven't actually checked, though, if the enemies spawn or not there. But I suspect that they would, given that seasonal events usually cater to players of all levels, not just high-end players.
Trial start.
Hopefully we'll get a burst off of this.
PSE burst.
There we go. Yeah, now here's a good example of what I was talking about before, in that the burst doesn't actually happen where the trial's taking place. We still had to run a good distance here, just to get to it. And that's time that's wasted that could be spent taking out enemies. Alright, there's the one for the Strugment A. Now they're asking for Strugment B.
PSE climax.
Curious, they don't usually go underground that quick. Alright, no encore with that one. But we did get one of the Strugments we need.
Emergency announcement. We are preparing for a large-scale operation in the Retem region. All Arcs defenders, please prepare for deployment.
Huh, I didn't expect it to come back up again so quickly.
Trial start.
I guess we can do one more run tonight to close things out then.
Emergency announcement. We are preparing for a large-scale operation in the Retem region. All Arcs defenders, please prepare for deployment.
Success.
Alright, that Emperor Rappy gave me what I needed there. I'm guessing I need C next. It's a shame that that the C's that I got from them didn't count into it. Alright, but I guess we quickly obtained one here, so just need another 4 Strugment Seas. Alright, got a Grand Miser here.
Trial start.
An Elite at that. And I think those have an increased rate of dropping Strugments.
Success.
Yes, we got one with that. Alright, let me pull something up real quick here. So, I know some people are wondering what's going on with the Secret Series, and partially the delay is just simply the fact that we're still in Chapter 6, and I do want to let that play out until we get to the end of the chapter, and then I might have some things to say at that point. But I do at least have some thoughts in my mind, and in terms of at least initial thoughts I can give you here. For example, the island in the sky that was that came up last week. Like, why is there sand up there? That would, to me, would indicate that it simply floated up, rather than it just appearing out of thin air. So, like, that had been there the whole time. I think I might have said something similar. And then for Photon Zol itself, how exactly is that elementally aspected? Is it neutral? And then I also got one that's sort of gameplay versus lore. How do the arcs get parts or the nanites in the ground? Let me rephrase that here. Yeah, how exactly is it that the arcs get parts from dolls, or the nanites are able to break down bodies, if the major dolls basically implode in midair? It's kind of an interesting question there. Like, how did Dozer get those parts off of Next Alio before it imploded like that? Way back in Chapter 1. Anyway, we do have a burst going. But those are kind of the things I'm thinking about right now. Something else I'm thinking of doing, potentially at some point, and I might have mentioned this before, if I don't have too much beyond that for the rest of Chapter 6, what I might do is I might turn the next secrets into sort of like a review of what I've said so far, what I thought was going to happen, and what actually happened, and figure out, like, what my accuracy ratio has been so far. I mean, obviously, there's still a lot of stuff that's out at this point in terms of what's true and what's not, but it might be at least a fun little thing to go through, if not much else happens in Chapter 6. I mean, we're still waiting until December for Chapter 6 Part 4 to come out, and the thing that's in my mind at this point is, are we actually going to get to the end of Chapter 6 in December, or is Chapter 6 going to last until, like, June of next year? Oh, I see what you're saying, Rook. So, maybe Dozer took the parts, before the battle even began. Like, say, Nexalia was taking a nap or something, and Dozer just ran up and just ripped it off. That might explain why there was such a loud roar when we were in Vanford. If that was the moment when Dozer did his thing. That would kind of make it even a little comical in a way. Alright, we got the Strugments. Now we need to obtain an NX cube, which I'm actually not that far off. But we'll see if we get that before the urgent quest pops. If not, then we'll probably get it at the end of the urgent quest. Yeah, that could be, Brooks. That could be. Although, I don't think that... Just from what I remember, I don't think they have those on Nexalio. I seem to remember there's a plate there covering what I can only assume is the cloaca.
Trial start.
Well, yeah, obviously they're not doing their job. If they were doing their job, Manon never would have figured out about Nadara's power.
Success.
I mean, just imagine trying to doing the attack on Retem without Nadara singing. We can just call that hard mode.
Trial start.
You know, I was also seeing a comment about maybe the reason the dolls haven't supported the arcs yet is because they're pre-programmed, and once that programming is in place, it can't be changed. Okay, that's fine, but why wouldn't Zephetto have programming in there for when the Starless attack to, you know, attack the Starless? All right, there we go. It looks like you're making... Great. Sega, you gotta leave those messages up longer. I can't read them when bursts are happening. But it looks like that is the full rotation of the looping task. Maybe leave the text box up and just leave it up until the player clicks or something, and then, you know, at least then I could get away from the action. Wolf, other powers have shown up. Manning got the power of Overboost. I mean, she's turning into a regular Poochie at this point. With how often she's showing up in the story. I mean, I went back, and I think there were only maybe 1 or 2 scenes in the last set of cutscenes where Manon wasn't mentioned. The only one I recall off the top of my head was when Dozer was talking about Aina being a teacher. Pretty much, yeah. I mean, thankfully they are sort of headed in at least a decent path now, potentially, in that they have Manon being set up basically to go down through what appears to be the initial stages of photon poisoning. And, you know, from there, if they continue to do that, then we're gonna have Manon turn into the new Matoi, basically, where Manon turns into a Dark Falls. But we'll have to see what path it actually takes in the story. I mean, I'd be happy if they basically had something where Manon said they're gonna go off somewhere, and they just put a little text piece of paper on screen saying, "Note: Manon died on her way back to where she was going." And I mean, really, killing off characters is nothing new for the series. You think about Alice or Ryra from Phantasy Star The End of the Millennium, she died. There was no bringing her back. Same for Ney, back in Phantasy Star 2. So what I'm saying is Sega can't be afraid to kill off a character if they're not popular. And the character vote definitely showed that. It was Kanui and Zafeto that beat her out. I think that's going back the other direction. Oh, it's up there. I have no idea how to get to them, so I'm just going to head for where the spot is. Where the gate's going to open up. Oh, something else spawned down here. Okay. There we go. Something I will say that I think was a good decision was limiting it to just the 4, or no, actually I think it's just 3 elements actually that we see here, and that way, you know, you're not going to have confusion of, oh, do I need to use Zan versus say Grant's bullets or something like that. yeah, this is definitely a fun urgent quest here. Might go for slightly too long, but not so long that it wears out its welcome. But avoiding spots like we had earlier in this run where nobody knew where the thing was. Yeah, it'd be nice if those could be avoided. And then, you know, the thing I've been calling for some time is some randomness in how this works. So, like, yeah, this is one pattern for how the floor layout could be, but give us like 4 or 5 different layouts with different enemy patterns on each. That would really bring it in line with classic PSO and Phantasy Star Universe as well. When you say charge shot, are you talking about the middle button or the right one here? Because I'm not even sure what that one on the right does. The one on number 3. Okay. Ah, gotcha. So it makes them more, it makes them do more damage then. Also, maybe they could turn down the ambience on the elemental bullets here a little. That'd be nice. Alright, the space has been restored. Phew, I admit I was a bit more worried than usual there. Okay. And it looks like you get 30,000 seasonal points with each run as well here. Alright. Looks like you also get some Lucille capsules in here as well. Alright, let's get out of here. Alright. Well, that pretty much does it for this episode. Next time, we do have the Duel or not duel, but the multi-boss battle coming up against Renis Dildoris and Renis Thea. What am I saying? Vera Dildoris and Vera Stia. So, I'll definitely be running that. But that's going to be just a quick one. So I think, like usual, I'm going to hold the footage on that one until the next episode after that. In terms of other content coming up on the channel, I am looking to hit up Final Fantasy XIV patch 6.5 fairly soon. And as I've said multiple times in the past, I do want to get back to Phantasy Star Universe and Phantasy Star Nova, get those wrapped up, and get us back over to Algol at some point. Hopefully, I can wrap one of those series up by the end of the year, but it's going to be a push to make that happen. But yeah, that's going to do it for me today. So, thank you for joining me today. This is PrinceBrightstar signing off. I'll catch you next time.